Hello and welcome to Politalks. I'm your host, Jason Clark, and we're here with Khuram Aftab. He's running for a City Toronto Centre, Ward 13, municipal election. So hi, Khuram.
Hello, Jason.
Hi. We just have a few questions about the upcoming election.
No problem. I'm here.
So, how did you get into politics, into advocacy for your community?
So I start a little story. So I came in Canada 2005 with the MBA finance degree in my hand. When I came in Canada, I landed on the corner of Sherbourne and Dundas. And I have the different image at back home about Canada. When I landed here, it was totally different. But soon I see like few people are addicted for the drugs, and a lot of people are homeless over there. And the owners were changing so quick because they were getting the threats from the people who were asking them the money on whatever the ways they were asking. So after 1 year, I got a chance to buy this place. The time I bought the place, I realized the people who are addicted, they don't spend money on the food. They are spending money on the things which they smoke, and they are getting weak so quick. They are getting, they are dying almost. So I started giving them the food. And 2006, I started the fried chicken. If you go in the store, so still it's a $3.50, including tax, big box, so people can eat. So that I started it, and I feel very good. And when I feel very good, and it encouraged me to help them more and more. Then a lot of people don't have even that much money, but we never say no for the food. The other things, yes. A lot of problems there, but I face from the front. I never run away. I stand for the people who are less fortunate over there. But I never thought like I will run for the city councilor, I will come in the politics. But the thing started from there. I start helping the people. When I start helping the people encouraged me a lot. When they encouraged me a lot, it's, I keep on doing it. Then I open a multiple the stores in this area. Sherbourne Dundas, I opened the restaurant 2008. Then I opened another restaurant on the Kabul Express, is on the Jarvis, and you can say Church and Dundas. So then I opened different stores. But meanwhile, I got a license in the real estate, so I start helping the people. I got good money from the Remax, from the real estate. So I start investing that money on the people. But it gave me too much happiness. But it was not a politics that time. But eventually it turned to this side, like the people start encouraging me, like you should take a further step since you are doing a lot for the community, so you should do something better. So for the better, still I never thought it, but they told me. It was a big discussion, and almost 3-4 months it was a discussion with the people, consultation with the people, and then I came to the point like, okay, I should do it.
So that's why you wanted to run for a city councilor?
Yes, on the people's choice, basically.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So what do you think the role is of a city councilor, and what do you think you would enjoy most about that role?
The city councilor role is to handle the day-to-day problems of the people on the street level, on the small thing. The things are handled from the federal and provincial, but city councilor is specifically which have a direct interaction with the people. So that part, the city councilor have that role to meet with the people, and that should be from the people who live there, who have spent the whole youth in this area, who knows the people, and who can represent them very well. So this is the role basically of the city councilor.
That's great. So what do you feel are going to be some of the biggest challenges you'll face in this job?
The biggest challenges is we are facing, the big problem for the housing. I know it's a very big issue. Even the federal want to solve this problem overnight. Provincial want to solve this overnight. The mayor want to solve this overnight. And I also want to solve this problem overnight, but this will be the challenge, like the funding. The funding part, how much money we can invest, and it's a little slow process, but we will jump in. We will see like how faster we can, and we want to give the relief to our people as soon as possible. But that part, I have in my mind like it will take some time, and this will be the challenge. Other things, solving the gun violence and involving the people and giving the importance to our old people, so that part we can do it.
Those are some of the challenges you think you'll face. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So what are some of the successes? Give me 3 successes that you have achieved in your career or in your advocacy for the community.
So the first thing, when I came, I opened up the store and I start helping the people, and I open up different kind of businesses, run it successfully. Running one business successfully, it's a big challenge, especially in this kind of area. But I have believed if you keep on working hard, right, it could change, and you can change anything. I understand the value of the dollar, how you invest and where you should spend the money and where you can get the money back. So the proven track, I have made the thing successful. I can work 24 hours without any problems. This is the first one. Then I engaged a lot of youth with me. If you come sometime to my store, you will see my behavior with the youth. The youth is respectful to me, I am respectful to them. So this is also one of the things. So we have involved few people who are playing very important roles. I'm part of that. If you see on the Eid day, if you see different, so Sam's food store is always there. Even there was 650 Parliament Street, there was a fire. So I put the tent over there for 3 days, giving them the food and candies for the little kids and the drinks and juice. So the people were homeless. They don't know where to cook, where to eat, not good to sleep. So I have done these things practically without talking. The few people talk a lot, but the practical thing is little, the different. Then I have engaged a different kind of ethnicities together. So before that they were here and there, so I brought them together, and I say like, let's get involved. Without involving, you cannot do the things, So that is, you can say, the 3 achievements. So I have lots, but
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
So, Premier Ford has made some decisions that impact this ward and the city as a whole. How do you think those decisions are going to impact your job as a city councillor?
It's very hard to comment on somebody, but I'm also in the favor, like there should be less politicians, right? But less politicians only with the consultation of the people. With the consultation of people in the middle of election, in the middle of game, to change the rules of the game. This is little disturbing, So, but he has the power, and the people have given him the power. He's using it, and we are obeying it. We are resisting it, but we have to obey the rule.
Okay.
Right. So we will do it.
So you think you'll be able to do that job, and it'll be?
Oh yes. We will see what happens.
Yeah. That's great. So, what do you feel are some of the most important issues facing your constituents and the city as a whole?
That one is a housing one, I told you before.
Okay.
Housing, even our area, where the population is very diverse, and it's a little lower than the average income. So these people are facing the biggest trouble is the housing. Housing, the poor people make $2,000-3,000 working in the somewhere. They make $3,000. Suppose I give you the example. Around $1,500 to $1,800 they pay the rent. Very small money left for their eating, and they find another job, evening job. When they find an evening job, nobody is there to take care of the kids. Kids are on the street, very vulnerable, easy targets. Somebody buy them the food, somebody buy them the candy, this and that, so they get engaged very quickly. So the poverty and this, the housing is the bigger problem. Then, we have, we should think about that. We should make these housing things and affordable accommodation little outside of the Toronto center, maybe in the Ajax, maybe in the Pickering. And if we make over there, which will be very affordable, number one. Number two, it will be, for the city, it's a little cheaper for the city because they are not going to spend big money on the housing, so they can afford there. If they make the things over there, then we need the transportation over there. It should be proper transit, should be proper. Then we have to build some transit things. Tory have a very, different model, which was, when it was presented, it's very good, but he couldn't work out a lot. Maybe he's short of funding, whatever. Jennifer Kismet, she has her own plan. We appreciate the good things, the good plans, but we need to implement it. We need to concentrate to solve these problems. Housing and transit, I think we can solve both things together.
That's great. So how do you think the citizens or constituents in your ward can get involved and have their voices heard?
Oh yes, so that is one of my achievement. I told you before, like especially the ethnic community. So they were not getting involved and they were not voting even, and they were not voting because they were thinking we will not be here, and even we vote or we don't vote, it will not make a difference. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm a little successful in this one. So I'm telling this diverse community, you have the vote and it have the equal vote. You are not a second class citizen, you are the equal citizen here. Everybody immigrated, few years before and few later, but we have the equal right. So I involve them, I convey them, like if your say should be listened, and whatever you will say, we can do it. And I slowly worked on it, and engaging the youth. After engaging the youth, I engaged the parents. After engaging the parents, the families came. Then we got a discussion. And while I was doing the consultation, so I was doing a big gathering. 200 people, 300 people were coming, and that how I involve the people basically.
That's great. Situation. That's great. So Khuram, just wrapping up here, is there anything else you'd like to share with your constituents?
Oh, I will say like I'm the person who talk less, but who work the practical things a lot more. And the votes are coming October 22nd. Advance vote is the 10 to 14. There are lots of things to talk, but the time is short. So I say everybody, thank you very much listening to me. If anybody have a more question, I have the website, I have the phone number, and my store is here one on the Sherborne and Dundas, one on the Oak and River, and my office is also in the basement of Sam Food Store, Oak and River, 175 River Street. Anybody have any problem, they can come over there. We can discuss things, and we need the people who wanna help us. They can come there, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Khuram. Okay. Thank you for watching Politalks. I'm your host, Jason Clark, and we've been with Khuram Aftab, running for Toronto Centre, Ward 13. Thank you. This has been RPTV. Have a good night.